Deputies, are you all ready? You hear me, Deputy? Mr. Hubbard, can you hear me?
We hear you. You good?
Okay. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for the technical difficulties ahead of time. Things may move a little slower this morning. We're having trouble with the documents, but I will do my best to try to get you all out of here as soon as possible. My name is Judge Marcus Thorpe. I'm one of the associate magistrate judges here in Clayton County. It is 11 a.m. here this morning on March 23rd, and this is your first appearance calendar. Just a couple of announcements, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through this that I think hopefully will help things run a little smoother. If you are having trouble hearing me as we move through it, please let me know because I have a couple of things I will need to tell you during the course of today's hearing. So if you have trouble hearing me, please don't hesitate to stop me immediately. First, let me say I am not here to try your case or to take a plea or to have any legal discussions with you about the specific facts of your case. The purpose of today's first appearance hearing is to inform you of the charges against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bond on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bond, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney if you qualify for one. Now, there are certain rights, ladies and gentlemen, that each of you all will have as we go through today's hearing. And so I want to make sure that you understand those as well, so that we make sure, of course, that we protect you as we move through today's hearing. First and foremost of most importance is you have the right to remain silent. This is being recorded live. Of course, you have people online here and those that are around you as well that you will make witnesses if for whatever reason you say something that can harm you. You also have the right to the presumption of innocence, the right to an indictment by a grand jury for felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, the right to a speedy and public trial by jury, the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your own behalf, the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, the right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, the right to have an attorney represent you. And of course, as I said earlier, if you cannot afford one, one can be appointed to you if you qualify. Now, in addition to advising you of your rights and what you are charged with, I will go over with you also all here this morning what you have been charged with as well. Some of you will be allowed to post bond. And what bond is it allows you to come out or to be out of custody until such time as your case is closed. There are three ways to post bond. You can post bond either by cash, commercial, or property. If you post cash by bond, what that would mean is I'm going to give you a total amount of your bond here this morning. And if you choose to do it in cash, you would pay that total amount to the sheriff's office along with fees to the sheriff, and they would hold on to that cash until such time as your case is disposed of. If you don't have that full amount in cash and you would like to use a bonding company or commercial company, you would only be responsible for anywhere from 12 to 15% of the bond. But the difference is the bonding company, get to keep that amount while you're out on bond and they do not return it. Then the final way to make bond is by a property bond. A property bond occurs where you or someone you know who has 3 times the amount of equity in their property brings that deed down to the sheriff's office. The sheriff will hold on to that deed to the property until such time as your case is closed. So the example I like to give, if you want to use a cash bond and I tell you your bond is $6,000 today on a battery family violence, you would pay that $6,000 plus any fees. And again, the sheriff would hold it until your case is closed. If you use a bonding company, you'd roughly be responsible out of $6,000 for about $5,750. Again, the bonding company would keep that. Now, in addition to your bond, there are some of you all that will have conditions opposed to on your bond as well. And what I mean by conditions is, depending on what you've been charged with, I may advise you this morning that not only do you have a bond, but that you are to stay away from particular people or to stay away from particular places. So the example again is if you are charged with a battery family violence and I tell you that you are to stay away from the alleged victim, that means do not have any communication at all. No emails, no texts, no DMs, nothing of the sort. Any of that will cause that to be a violation and put you right back in custody. If I tell you not to return somewhere, please don't return. Even if that's somewhere that you were living before this allegedly happened, do not return. Because again, that would be in violation of this bond order and place you back into custody. If it was somewhere that you were living prior to this incident allegedly happening, what you would simply do is contact the sheriff's office within 10 days of your release. And then at that time, they will escort you over there, get any items that may belong to you. Because again, your violation of the bond may subject you to aggravated stalking charges, influencing witness charges, up to 20 years in prison, and up to a $20,000 fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are some of you that I will not be able to give bond to this morning, and that's because either you are on active probation or you are charged with offenses that I, as a magistrate judge, am not permitted to give you bond for. If that is the case, I will advise you of that as well. Lastly, before we begin, just one last thing here. Those of you all who are charged with felonies will automatically be given what is called a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is a hearing where you, the judge, as well as your lawyer are present to go over the facts of your case to determine if there is enough evidence for the case to move forward to the prosecutor. So it's not your trial, it happens before your trial. Now, if you are charged with a misdemeanor, you will have the option to have your preliminary hearing if you don't bond out. So for those of you all charged with only misdemeanors, I will ask you, do you want to have your bond, or would you like me to, your preliminary hearing, or would you like for me to waive your preliminary hearing? And you'll have that option at that time for me to do so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I could have everyone please raise your right hand. Do you all swear or affirm that the information that you'll provide here this morning is that also that you provided during your court-appointed information that you provided to me as well is not the truth and nothing but the truth to help you God? And if it is, I need everyone to repeat, I do. Okay. Good morning, Mr. R2. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to take here Attorney Hubbard really quickly and see who he has, and then we'll move to yours as well.
Yes,
Mr. Hubbard, who do you have this morning?
Yes, Judge. Good morning. I have Levesky Ray, W-R-A-Y.
All right. Deputies, can we have Mr. Ray come up, please?
Mr. Ray.
W-R-A-Y.
I guess.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, y'all go back to 6 for now.
Well, go back in the.
Everybody else go back in the hole.
So they get done, then y'all come out this.
No, it's not true. It's my else.
Right.
Good morning, Mr. Ray. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't know if you heard.
Good morning.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, just good morning, Mr. Ray. My name is Attorney Curtis Hubbard. I was just retained to represent you late last night, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry, Judge.
No problem. So, Mr. Ray, I'm going to advise you, because you have an attorney here, obviously, to let him speak for you. But there are some charges here that I'm just going to advise you of, sir, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, sir, you were charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce, 1
Yes,
count
sir.
of possession of a controlled substance with the intent to distribute as a felony, 1 count of a possession of a Schedule II controlled substance also as a felony, and then 1 count of possession of a drug-related objects as a misdemeanor. Because you are charged with a felony, sir, I'm going to give you a bond this morning, but if you fail to make the bond, your next court date will be April 23rd of 2025 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that'll be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, sir, possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce carries a bond of $1,500. The felony intent to distribute carries a bond of $3,500. The felony possession also carries a bond of $3,500, and the drug-related objects carries a bond of $500, for a total of $9,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have your information, but I'm also noting here that you've gone ahead and that you have hired an attorney. So I'm noting that here, so you will not qualify, of course, therefore, for court-appointed counsel this morning. Other than that, Mr. Hubbard, do you have any questions for me about anything?
I have no questions, Judge. I appreciate the judge granting bond this morning. Do you understand everything, Mr. Ray?
Yes, so how much my bond gonna be? That's what I'm asking.
It is a total of $9,000, and I will inform your family, okay?
Okay. Would it be gonna be today?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
all right.
Thank you,
All right,
Judge, and that concludes my business before the court. May I be excused?
Yes, you may, sir.
All right, good to see you as always, Judge. Thank you.
All right, deputies. I think I saw we had a Spanish, Mr. Barbosa, and
Right here.
I see Barbosa and Delos. Is that correct? Just those two?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, if we could have them on up. All right, Madam Interpreter, if you will, please raise your right hand. Do you
Yes,
swear or affirm that the information that you will provide here this morning, that you will appropriately translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to these gentlemen.
Hola, señora, buenos días. Les voy a servir de intérprete hoy día en esta audiencia. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen. My name is Judge Thorpe, and I'm here to discuss with you both what you have been arrested for and charged with by the police.
Buenos días, señores. Yo soy el juez Thorpe y estoy aquí para informarle sobre por qué lo arrestaron y los cargos que la policía les formularon en su contra.
This is not your trial, gentlemen, and we are streaming live.
Esta audiencia no es su juicio y estamos transmitiendo en vivo.
So please be careful about what you say to me this morning.
Así que por favor tengan cuidado con lo que me va a decir esta mañana.
Okay. I'm going to first go through each of you what you've been charged with, as well as what your rights are and what your bond is.
Voy a repasar con cada uno de ustedes de qué los cargos que se le ha imputado, sus derechos y la fianza.
And at the end, if either of you have any questions for me, you will be able to ask those questions then.
Y luego al final, si alguno de ustedes tiene alguna pregunta para mí, me la puede hacer.
Okay. So first and foremost, gentlemen, each of you all have the right to remain silent.
¿Está bien? Así que, en primer lugar, ambos tienen el derecho a permanecer callados.
You have the right to an indictment by grand jury, and for felonies, you have a right to a grand jury for felonies and an accusation for misdemeanor.
Tiene el derecho a encausamiento por el gran jurado cuando tienen delitos graves y el derecho a una acusación cuando tienen delitos menores.
You have the right to a presumption of innocence.
Tienen derecho a la presunción de inocencia.
You have a right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
Tienen derecho a un juicio público y sin demora con un jurado.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf.
Tienen el derecho a exigir la presencia de testigos para que declaren a nombre suyo.
You have the right to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you.
Tienen el derecho a ver, escuchar e interrogar los testigos que se presenten en su contra.
You have the right to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense.
Tienen el derecho a declarar a nombre suyo o presentar pruebas en su defensa.
And you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and if you cannot afford one, one will be appointed for you here this morning if you qualify.
Y tienen derecho a ser representado por un abogado. Si no tuviera los medios para contratar un abogado, se le asignará uno si ustedes cumplen los criterios.
Now, in addition to telling each of you what you've been charged with, I'm also going to tell you about special conditions on your bond.
Además de informarles de los cargos que tienen imputados, también les voy a informar sobre las condiciones especiales que conlleva la fianza.
Now, if I tell you that you are to have no contact with someone, that means please do not contact them in any way.
Ahora, si yo le diga que no tenga contacto con una persona en particular, eso significa que no debe tener ningún contacto de ninguna forma.
If I tell you not to go to a place that you've been to in the past, please don't go. If
Si yo
you
le diga,
used to, oh, go ahead.
si yo le diga que no vaya a un lugar a donde ha ido en el pasado, por favor, no vaya ahí.
If you lived there before this alleged act occurred, you can only return once your case is closed or with the deputy from the Clayton County Sheriff's Office within 10 days of your bonding out.
Si usted vivía ahí antes de que ocurriera este acto, solamente podría ir ahí una vez que el caso esté cerrado o solamente acompañado de un agente de los alguaciles dentro de los primeros 10 días de haber salido en libertad de la cárcel.
Okay. Now, beginning with you, if I could have Mr. Barbosa first.
Si puedo comenzar con el señor Barbosa primero.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Barbosa.
Buenos días, señor Barbosa.
Mr.
Good morning.
Barbosa, you were charged with one count of driving without a license and one count of a possession of a felony drug.
Muy bien, señor Barbosa. A usted se le ha imputado un cargo de manejar sin licencia y un cargo grave de tenencia de una sustancia regulada.
I have dismissed the license charge, so all that you have remaining is the drug charge.
Yo he desestimado el cargo por manejar sin licencia, así que solamente le queda el cargo de tenencia de la sustancia.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a bond that you may be able to pay to be released. But should you not make that bond, I'm going to give you a court date that you will have next.
Le voy a dar una fianza y si la puede pagar, podrá salir en libertad. Y si en caso de no poder salir bajo fianza, le voy a dar la fecha de su próxima audiencia.
Your bond amount is $3,500.
La fianza será de $3,500.
Your next court date, if you do not bond out, will be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m.
Su próxima audiencia, si no sale en libertad bajo fianza, será el 23 de abril a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Okay. Mr. Barbosa, are you currently working?
Señor Barbosa, ¿está trabajando actualmente?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. And how much do you earn per month, sir?
¿Y cuánto está ganando al mes?
Al mes estoy ganando 1,800.
A month, I'm earning $1,800.
So I will, sir, appoint you a lawyer free of charge that will be able to assist you on your case.
Entonces, sí, señor, le voy a nombrar un abogado sin costo para usted que le va a ayudar en su caso.
Bien.
Okay.
Very well.
All right. If you are able to make bonds, sir, you can do so by paying cash in the full amount, or you can use a bonding company where you will only be responsible for 15%.
Si usted puede pagar la fianza, podría pagar en efectivo la cantidad total o puede pagar con una agencia de fianzas que solamente le cobraría el 15% de la fianza.
Do you have any questions for me, sir?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta para mí, señor?
Sí, lo pagaría ahorita.
Yes, can I pay now?
You would have to speak to the sheriff's office about that.
Tiene que hablar con la oficina de los alguaciles al respecto, señor.
Está bien.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte, señor.
Gracias.
All right. If I could have next up Mr. Santos.
Thank you. Señor Santos?
Sí.
All
Yes.
right. All right. So, Mr. Santos, you were charged with one count of aggravated assault as a felony.
Muy bien, señor Santos. A usted se le ha imputado un cargo de agresión con agravantes como delito grave.
La línea 7.
La línea 7.
Sí.
Okay. You do have special conditions on your bond, sir.
Su fianza conlleva condiciones especiales, señor.
Your bond amount first is going to be $25,000.
Primero, la cantidad de la fianza será de $25,000.
And you will have to stay away from Mark Santos
Tendrá que mantenerse alejado de Mark Santos
and the address of 208 Willis Street.
y de la dirección del 208 de la Willis Street.
Now, if you do not make your bond, sir, your next court date is going to be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m. and that'll be via Zoom.
Si usted no sale bajo fianza, su próxima audiencia será el 23 de abril a las 8 de la mañana, perdón, a las 8:30 de la mañana por medio de Zoom.
Do you have any, first, excuse me, are you working, sir?
Y señor, ¿está trabajando?
Sí.
Yes.
And how much money do you make per month?
¿Y cuánto dinero está ganando al mes?
Como 2,500.
Around 2,500.
Do you have any children?
¿Tiene hijos?
No.
No.
Okay. I am going to find, sir, that you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney this morning. And so you will have to hire your own if you would like assistance on your case.
Determino entonces, señor, que usted no cumple los criterios para un abogado de oficio. Entonces, si quisiera ayuda con su caso, tendrá que contratar a su propio abogado.
Do you have any questions of me, sir?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta para mí, señor?
No.
No.
All right, sir. Then that is all I have for you this morning. Good luck to you.
Muy bien. Entonces, es todo lo que tengo para usted esta mañana. Buena suerte.
What's your name?
Diego, say so.
Good.
Believe that's everybody, Ms. Jartu.
All right. Thank you. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.
All right, you too. All right, Deputy, if we want to go ahead and start with the women on jobs, I've got Dorsey, Jones, and Ramos up first.
Go first. I know we're doing
Come on, Lucy.
I know we're doing shots, so.
Yeah, that's how he do it.
This makes sense.
Yeah, and that's Dorsey,
Spell it.
Jones, and Ramos to be first.
Yes.
Does Ramos speak English? I don't have a sheet with her.
Yeah, she speak English.
Yes, you do.
I don't see where she filled out a sheet, so we may have to get her to fill out one. All right, are you Miss Dorsey?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Dorsey, my name is Judge Thorpe. I'm sure you heard earlier, ma'am. Yours is a little different. You got two cases here that we're going to go over. The first, ma'am, you are charged with from 2 days ago, felony theft by receipt of stolen property, the use of a license plate to conceal identity, giving false information to an officer, open container, as well as you are a wanted person out of another jurisdiction. Because you were charged with one felony, ma'am, that means if you don't make the bond that I'm going to give you here this morning, you will have a preliminary hearing date, and that date will be April 23rd of 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to your bond, by receipt carries a bond of $5,000, the license plate concealed $500, the false information $1,500, and the open container carries a bond of $500. Your total bond, ma'am, is $7,500. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So as to that case, again, the bond amount is $7,500. If you don't make that bond, your next court date will be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m. Your second case, an older case, also immediately after, is a simple battery on a police officer as a misdemeanor and obstruction as a misdemeanor. Those are both misdemeanors, unlike your other case. Now, as I said earlier, because those are misdemeanors, ma'am, you have a right to that preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to that preliminary hearing. Would you like to have your hearing or waive it, ma'am?
I'll I like to have it.
Okay, so because that is a misdemeanor, but I'm gonna go ahead and set it on the same day so you can have your hearings on the same day. So you'll have that at April 23rd as well at 8:30 a.m. And that's gonna be via Zoom as well, okay?
Yes, sir.
So let me go ahead and I'm gonna set that date for you. So no need for you to keep coming back and forth. You can just do it all in one day. Now, you do have a bond on this case as well. Your bond for the simple battery is $5,000. Your bond for the obstruction is $5,000. You have a total bond, ma'am, of $10,000. Do you understand that?
I didn't hear you.
You have a total bond of $10,000.
10,000.
Yes, ma'am. $5,000 on each charge. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
Say that again.
No, sir.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Well, that's all I have for you this morning, ma'am. Good luck to you.
He said good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up should be Miss Jones.
You signed and everything, he told you.
All right. Good morning, Miss. Are you Miss Jones?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Jones, you are charged here with one count of misdemeanor battery family violence. That is a misdemeanor, ma'am. So you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that hearing. Would you like to have it or waive it?
Hear it.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and set your preliminary hearing date, ma'am. Your hearing date, because you were charged with a misdemeanor, it's not the same as everyone else. So your date is going to be April 24th at 8:30 a.m. and that'll be via Zoom. Again, that's April 24th at 8:30 a.m. and that's via Zoom for your preliminary hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I have reviewed the information that you provided here this morning, ma'am, and I've determined that based on what you provided, that you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so if you would like an attorney to assist you on your case, you will need to hire one yourself. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to your bond amount here this morning, ma'am, I'm going to go over that with you as well, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second, ma'am. 169. Okay, one thing I do want to correct, Ms. Jones, your preliminary hearing date is going to be the 22nd, not the 24th. Okay?
Mhm.
I want to make sure I say that to you correctly. It'll be the 24th. Excuse me, 22nd of April. All right. So now as to your bond amount, ma'am, again, for the one charge of battery family violence, your bond amount is $3,500. You do have special conditions, ma'am, and those are to stay away from the alleged victim in this case, looks like a Mr. Jabari, Jarbarey, and it's Boo. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm also going to ask that you stay away from the address of 6622. I believe it's Gano, Gano Drive. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Again, that's 6622 Gano Drive. Now, you don't have to answer this question, but if that's, ma'am, was somewhere that you were living prior to this incident allegedly happened, please,
No,
as I said earlier, understand that you cannot, ma'am, return to that residence while this case is ongoing. Either your bond needs to be modified or you will have to get the assistance of the sheriff's office to be able to go up any items that may belong to you. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
You understand that going back to that residence will cause you to get rearrested, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Well, that's all I have for you this morning, ma'am. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right. After Ramos should be Smith, Thompson, and Zamore.
Ma'am, Jones. You go, ma'am.
Smith, Thompson, and who?
And Zamore after Ramos. Smith, Thomas, and Zamore. Are you Miss Ramos?
Yes, sir.
Miss Ramos, did you fill out any paperwork here this morning?
No, sir.
Okay. I didn't see yours filled out. So I'm gonna talk to you this morning.
Oh, yes,
But I-
yes, I did.
Yeah, she filled one out.
Let's see. Give me 1 second, Miss Ramos. I'm gonna see
Hey,
if
I got her last name, her middle name is her last name, Ronnie.
okay. What's your last name? What's your middle name, ma'am?
Isabel?
Okay, let's see if it's that.
Right, so what you wrote on?
Y sin ese programa.
So you looking hold that?
Oh, my God. What's that? Yeah.
Okay, I've got you right here. So, Ms. Ramos, we're charged here with one count of battery, family violence, and one count of criminal damage to the property in the second degree as a felony, ma'am. So, because you are charged with a felony, I'm going to give you a preliminary hearing court date. What that means is, you don't make bond, ma'am, that will be your next court date here in Clayton County. Do you understand that, ma'am? Ms. Ramos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your next court date, ma'am, should you not make your bond, is going to be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's April 23rd at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Now, as to your bond, ma'am, the battery family violence carries a bond amount of $5,000. The criminal damage carries a bond amount of $3,000 for a full bond of $8,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You do have special conditions, ma'am, and they are to stay away from Jonathan Rivera and from the address of 5252 Museum Circle. Ma'am, if that's somewhere again that you were living prior to this incident happening, as I've told those before you, please understand you are not allowed to return to that address. So if there are any items there that belong to you, please understand that if you make bond, have the sheriff's office go with you to get any items that may belong to you while your case is pending. Do you understand that, ma'am?
I understand.
Okay. Now, based on the information that you provided, Ms. Ramos, I am going to go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer. So you will get a lawyer free of charge to assist you on your case, okay? All right. Do you have any questions for me, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, then that's all I have for you, ma'am. Good luck to you. It should be Smith, Thompson, and Zamora. All right, are you Miss Smith?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Smith, you are charged with one count of public indecency as a misdemeanor, one count of public drunk, and the felony obstruction of an officer. Because you are charged with a felony, ma'am, I'm going to give you a bond, but if you don't make that bond here, your next court date is going to be April 23rd. That's going to be at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, because of the information you provided, I am also going to give you an attorney free of charge. Now, as to your bond, ma'am, your bond amount on the public indecency carries a bond of $1,500. As to the obstruction as a felony, that carries a bond amount of $3,500. As to the public drunk, ma'am, I have dismissed that charge. There was some information that was not provided to me that was necessary according to the law. As of today, I have dismissed that charge against you. Now, let me be clear. That does not mean that that charge won't come back, because at some point or another, the prosecutor may decide to bring it back against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
But for the time being, I have dismissed that charge. All right, ma'am, do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
And that's all I have for you, ma'am. Good luck to you. I don't seem to have Thompson paperwork either.
Last name, y'all?
I had a Thompson and then Zamora.
Thompson.
We don't have, yeah, we got.
Oh, yeah.
Did she bond out?
Yes, you bought it up.
Okay. All right. So I will show her as bonded out. So last female on Jot should be Zamora. Zamor. Are you Ms. Zamora?
Yes.
Ms. Zamora, you are charged with misdemeanor, one count of simple battery, family violence. Again, that is a misdemeanor, ma'am. So you have a right to that preliminary hearing I spoke of, or you can waive that right. Which would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
I would like to have it.
All right, ma'am. So your preliminary hearing date will be April 22nd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Again, that'll be April 22nd, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, as to your bond amount, the bond amount for the simple battery is $2,500. Now, ma'am, you do have special conditions, and they are to stay away from Roderick Brooks and also from the address of 3830 Parnell Way. Again, that's 3830 Parnell Way. And like I told the people before,
Excuse me, excuse me.
Hey, Your Honor, that's the wrong person.
oh,
That
excuse me, I
address-
apologize, Mr. Moore. My
Yeah.
apologies. The computer switched on me here. I apologize. My apologies. It should be 1 count of battery family violence, ma'am, as a misdemeanor, 1 count of making a false statement, 1 count of criminal trespass as family violence, and driving with a suspended license. Thank you for correcting me, ma'am. The felony, making false statement is a felony. And so you automatically, ma'am, actually do get a preliminary hearing date. So I'm going to give you your correct bond amount. If you don't make this bond, then your next court date will be the one I'm going to give you, okay?
Okay.
So first, as to that preliminary hearing date, your preliminary hearing date is going to be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m. and that will be via Zoom.
Okay.
Again, that'll be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. So the only thing changes the date by 1 day, okay?
Okay, so April 23rd via Zoom.
Yep. I am gonna go ahead and give you a court-appointed lawyer still, because you still qualify. Ms. Zamora, as to your bond, let's go through those. The false statement as a felony is a bond amount of $5,000. The criminal trespass is a bond amount of $2,500. The suspended license is a bond amount of $1,500. You do still have special conditions, and they are to stay away from the alleged victim, Bishop Rowland, and from the address of 10350 Briar Bay Drive, okay?
Okay, I don't know anybody named Bishop.
Okay, that's fine. But that's what the warrant alleges here. And so you shouldn't have a problem returning to the address or having contact with that person, okay?
Okay, can I ask you one question though?
You can, but be careful. Remember, you don't want to talk to me about the charges themselves, okay?
Oh, no, I just have a question because that person has my son. So how am I supposed to retrieve my child if I can't go to that address?
So if you remember, I appointed you a lawyer, so that's something I would discuss with your lawyer, okay?
Okay,
All right, any other questions I can answer for you, ma'am?
no, can I go through a bonding company?
Yes, ma'am, of course you can. If you go through a bonding company with what you've been charged with, you're looking at about $1,200,
Okay,
okay? Last thing I did want to tell you, ma'am, I did dismiss this battery family violence charge because there were some items missing that needed to be in there for it to be an appropriate charge. As I told the person before you, Ms. Smith, if for whatever reason the prosecutor's office decides to bring that charge back, they do have the right to do so. But as of right now, I have dismissed that, okay?
okay,
All right, ma'am. Good luck to you, Ms. Zamore.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, we should be on the gentleman. Here I've got Andrews. I think we continued Babbitt Dodson. And then after that, I'm sorry.
No, we still got the rest of the females left.
Oh, I apologize. That's right. We're off. I forgot we had some off.
Yeah, you got the non-Johnson stuff now.
Yeah, well, trust me, I don't have all their names here because of the computer system was down. So
Gotcha.
I've got Barry off Jots as a female. I see Lawrence.
We got beer.
What, Your Honor, you didn't get Brooks.
Brooks? Yeah, you were just doing Brooks.
I don't have a Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks was the one you just did, but you had messed up and you had to switch it with the
She's
other.
on Jots. Brooks is on Jots.
The only person on Jots that we didn't do was Thompson. I just did Zamore. I have a
Yeah, but-
Thompson.
Yeah, remember before Zamora, you did Brooks. Remember you were saying her got to stay away from the address, and I was like, that's the wrong address.
Right. I've got the defendant's name is Thompson, though. Yeah, the victim's name is Brooks.
Yeah, that's Brooks.
No, that's my maiden name, I'm sure.
Right. I had a Cherie Thompson. What is her actual name? Can you ask her?
My maiden name is.
Yeah, her maiden name is Thompson. But
Okay, so she
Brooks.
is Thompson. Okay. Yeah, then let's go ahead and do her first then. Yeah, I didn't have, so what I have doesn't,
They got it on here as Brooks, that's why.
okay, yeah, I don't have her as
Yeah, they
Brooks.
got
I
her
don't
name
have-
is Thompson, but it's Brooks.
You want Miss Berry or Brooks first?
let's go ahead and do Brooks first since she's on Jot.
But
Nah, I got you.
Thank you for, yeah, but I didn't have any of that here. All right, so ma'am, I want to make sure that we have you correct. So what I have here is, I have Sharei, Sharei, middle initial D, and I have last name as Thompson. but you said that your maiden name, I think I heard, was Brooks?
No, my middle name is Denise.
Okay,
Last name is Brooks. I've been Brooks for 17 years. I don't use
Okay.
it on anything, any documents, but that is my maiden name.
Thompson is the maiden name.
17.
Okay, okay, because that's what they put you under, so that's the only reason it's here. So let me say this, Ms. Thompson. You've been charged with 1 count of simple battery family violence, ma'am. That is a misdemeanor. Ms. Thompson, so you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to that preliminary hearing. I'm not sure if you heard me earlier when we discussed it, but the preliminary hearing is where you are present, the judge is present, and your attorney are present to go over the case against you and determine if there's enough evidence for the case to proceed to trial or to go to the prosecutor, excuse me. Would you like me to give you that hearing or waive that hearing for you?
I would like to have that here.
Okay. So yeah, I've got your stuff. So it's interesting, Ms. Brooks. On your court appointed paperwork, it's got you as Cherie Brooks, but in the computer, it's got you as Thompson. That's why I couldn't find you. Okay, so you want to have that hearing. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that hearing for you. It's gonna be April 22nd at 8:30 a.m. and that's gonna be via Zoom. So again, if you don't make your bond, your next court date will be April 22nd, 8:30 a.m. and that'll be via Zoom. Do you understand that, Ms. Brooks?
Yes, do we get it on our text message? How do we get that Zoom?
It'll be just like you are today. They have a list and you'll come down with the other individuals. Okay.
Can we go home? Okay.
Say that again, ma'am.
I'm thinking it's after. 'Cause
No, so I'm gonna give you a bond amount, like I said earlier. If you don't bond out before April 23rd, then you'll have that hearing. If you do bond out, then that hearing is automatically waived, and your next court date, you'll get it in the mail.
And I can't I heard you say I can't return to 3830, so how I'm gonna receive my mail?
So if you are released or when you do get released in the pending time, you want to give the sheriff's office a new mailing address until such time as your case is disposed of. Okay. Any other questions I can answer for you before I continue?
Not at this time.
Okay. So again, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. Ma'am, that's $2,500 bond. Your special conditions include to stay away from Roderick Brooks, and as you said, to stay away from that address at Parnell Way. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
And as I said earlier, I have gone ahead and I've appointed you a court-appointed lawyer. You will have a lawyer free of charge to assist you on your case, okay? Ma'am, can you hear me?
I said, okay, thank you.
Okay. Do you have any questions before I let you go?
None.
All right, ma'am, then that's all I have for you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, for Ms. Berry.
Okay, here, so. No, you won't.
Are you Miss Berry?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Tamika Berry, is that correct?
Let me go say Bear.
All right, so Miss Berry, you are charged here with 1 count of possession of a stolen vehicle as a felony and 1 count of driving with a suspended license. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, I do, but I don't, because I was driving.
Okay. So remember, I can't go, as I told you earlier, be careful about what you're telling me, ma'am, because you don't want to say the wrong thing to me because it's being recorded and there are also witnesses around me, okay?
I don't think I wasn't driving.
I understand, but that's gonna be for your lawyer to talk with you about, okay?
Okay.
Now, because you are charged with a felony, ma'am, you do have a preliminary hearing court date I'm gonna set for you if you don't make the bond that I'm gonna give you, okay?
All right.
Do you hear me, Miss Berry?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
Okay, so again, because you are charged with the felony, your next court date is going to be April 23rd. That's gonna be at 8:30 a.m. and that's gonna be via Zoom. Excuse me, I'm sorry?
3 days after my mother's birthday.
Okay. So well, hopefully things will work out and you'll be able to get out. Now, let me tell you, as to your bond amount, ma'am, I've reviewed the information that you provided. I am going to grant you a bond here this morning. Your bond amount as to the felony possession of a stolen vehicle is going to be $5,000. And then as to the suspended license, it's going to be $1,500. Do you understand that?
So how much is it altogether?
$6,500.
So what, $600 out?
So if you want to use a bonding company, you would be about $750.
All right.
Okay. All right, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Then that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Call Ms. Jester. She down there, she down.
Okay.
All right. Are you Miss Lawrence?
No.
No.
Call Ms. Lawrence.
Who do you have, deputy?
This Jester right here. Miss Jester.
How do you spell it?
Justers.
Yeah, they don't have. Let me see if I can find that. They don't have that on the list. Yeah. I don't have any paperwork for this. Just give me 1 second, ma'am.
Hey, Yana,
Yes.
she said she have a signature bond. She already bought it out over here. She just waiting to go to Floyd County.
Okay, that may be why,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm looking at the list. Shannon, okay, I have a Shannon Justers. Is it Shannon?
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Miss Justers, but I do not have any paperwork on you though. They didn't give me anything on here. When did you bond out, ma'am?
I didn't bond out. I was given a signature bond, sir, yesterday
Okay.
when I came in. And I have a hold from Fulton County. That's why.
Okay, so that may be why. That's probably why you haven't been released then. Okay, and they just didn't mark you off. So we'll just send her back then, deputies.
Okay, no problem.
All right, who do you all have next on your end?
Lawrence.
Okay, all right, do we want to bring her up? Are you Miss Lawrence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Lawrence, you were charged with 1 count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer as a misdemeanor. According to what I have here, it looks like there was an investigation going on, and during the course of that investigation, they are alleging that you obstructed their ability to do their job, ma'am. That is a misdemeanor. Because it is a misdemeanor, ma'am, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive that hearing?
So if I waive that hearing, do I need a lawyer?
Yeah.
Well, either way, we're gonna talk about a lawyer, so you may get a lawyer regardless. But the purpose of that hearing is your lawyer being there, you being there, and the judge being there to determine if there's enough evidence for this case to proceed against you to a prosecutor. If you choose not to have the hearing, it'll move your case a little faster and get it up to the prosecutor's office. So hopefully you all can make a decision about it.
Okay, I'll have the hearing.
All right, ma'am. So I am going to go ahead and put you down as wanting to have your hearing. Your next court date, should you not make your bond, is going to be April 22nd. That's going to be at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's April 22nd. That's 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Now, based on the information that you provided on your court-appointed document here this morning, I am going to go ahead and give you a court-appointed lawyer free of charge.
Okay.
But you will have a lawyer, no charge to you, to be able to help you on your case, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have any other questions for me, ma'am?
No, I don't.
All right, ma'am, then that's all I have for you. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Do I have you need to give me a bond?
Oh, excuse me, I apologize. I didn't tell you your bond. Your bond amount for the obstruction, ma'am, is $3,500.
Give me one. Okay.
Okay?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, deputies, who do you all have next?
We got one more left.
Yeah, one more.
Okay. And what's the name on it?
Let's get it here right now.
Okay, yep, that's what I've got. All right, Miss Valencia. you were charged with one count of violation of use of your brake lights and one count of driving unlicensed, ma'am. I have reviewed the information provided to me here this morning regarding your case, Ms. Valencia. I am going to go ahead and release you here this morning. And so that means I have an order, a document here that I will sign for your case. Once I sign that document and send it over to the jail, they're going to release you, okay? You hear me, ma'am? Okay. Now, let me just be clear though, Ms. Valencia. This does not mean that your case is closed. All it simply means that you will be able to go home while your case is pending, okay? You understand that, Ms. Valencia? Ma'am? Ms. Valencia, do you understand me? Okay. Now, Ms. Valencia, when you are released today, please understand that you need to make sure that they have a good address for you so that your next court date is sent out in the mail and they'll be able to send it to you and you'll know what day you need to come back, okay? You understand that, ma'am? Okay. Do you have any questions of me, Ms. Valencia? Ma'am? Okay. All right, ma'am. Then good luck to you. You'll be out of here in a couple hours.
Y'all taking them back?
All right. All right, Deputy. Are you all showing any more female inmates on job or off?
That's all our females.
All right. Give me 1 second here, and then I'll be ready to start with the men on jobs.
I'm doing it. Yeah, won't you take them back? You gonna do your job?
We're gonna start with Josh. Just give me 1 second with the men. All right, I am ready to go.
All right,
Andrews, you got first, right?
go straight down all the way to the end.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You gotta take out arms out the shirt.
Miss Zamora?
That's one. Wait,
One.
We should have Andrews. I believe we're continuing Babbitt Dodson and then Elijah Byers and then Brian Cruz. Are you Mr. Andrews?
Yes, I'm Mr. Andrews.
Give me one. Mr. Andrews, you are charged with one count of distracted driving, one count of use of a license plate to conceal identity, and then one count of expired tag. Do you understand that, Mr. Andrews?
Yes, sir.
Those are all misdemeanors, sir. So I need to let you know that specifically, you are not necessarily entitled to a preliminary hearing unless you want one. Now, I need you to know that I have reviewed the information here on your case, sir. And I decided that we're going to go ahead and release you here this morning. While your case is still pending, you will be allowed to go home, okay?
Okay.
I need you to understand that does not mean your case is over. It just means that you're being released until you get that new court date in the mail, okay?
Sir.
I am going to appoint you a court-appointed lawyer, sir. You will have a lawyer free of charge to assist you on your case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Do you have any questions about anything of me?
No, sir.
All right, sir. Then that's all I have for you. Good luck to you.
I mean, do I get a bond or just I get
Oh.
released?
Yeah, no, so as I told you, you're being released, so you're not going to have a bond.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so I had here, we were continuing Mr. Babbitt Dudson because he needs a interpreter. So if I could have Byers and Cruz.
$1,700.
Should be Byers and Cruz. Are you Mr. Byers?
Yes,
sir.
All right, so Mr. Byers, you're charged with one count of misdemeanor criminal trespass as a misdemeanor. So, sir, you have a right to that preliminary hearing I spoke of earlier, or you can waive your right to that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive it? I'm sorry?
Waive it.
All right, sir, so I am going to show that you would like to waive that hearing here this morning. Now, based on the information you provided, sir, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. You would like an attorney to assist you on your case, you will need to hire one yourself. Do you understand that?
Right.
Now, as to your bond, sir, your bond amount is going to be $2,500. You do have special conditions to stay away from Kalia Boyd and the address of 8842 Stonewall Jackson Drive. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And as I said to everyone, if that's somewhere you allegedly were living before this happened, please understand you are not to return unless you are with the sheriff's office to accompany you to get any items that may belong to you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you, sir?
No, sir.
All right, sir, then that's all I have for you. Good luck to you, sir.
Go down that hallway.
All right, after Byers should be Cruz, Elias, and Fisher. Cruz, Elias, and Fisher.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Byers?
No, that was Byers right now. That
Oh,
just,
excuse me, I apologize. I mean, Mr. Cruz.
yeah, I'm Mr. Cruz.
Mr. Cruz, you are charged here with one count of possession of more than an ounce of marijuana as a felony and one count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. Those are felonies, sir. Because you are charged with felony, you automatically do, sir, get a preliminary hearing court date. Your preliminary hearing court date, sir, is going to be April 24th
Tell her where you going.
at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the date.
It's going to be April 24th at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom.
Okay.
Okay, did you hear me then?
Yeah, I heard you said April 24th.
Yep, that's going to be your preliminary hearing court date. So I'm going to give you a bond here this morning, but if you don't make that bond, that's going to be your next court date, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me 1 second here, Mr. Cruz. Just let me take a look at something.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's make sure.
Mr. Cruz, are you currently working?
Yes, I am.
How much are you earning per month?
About like 7,000 to 8,000.
Okay. So based on that, Mr. Cruz, I just wanted to confirm that. I'm not going to be able to, of course, as I think I said earlier, grant you a lawyer. So you will have to hire your own should you want one, okay?
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to put your bond on here. All right, so Mr. Cruz, as to your bond amount, the possession of more than 1 ounce, I actually, sir, I was just looking over some things here. So I wanted to make sure before I announce this to you. So I am actually, Mr. Cruz, gonna go ahead and dismiss your case. I was reviewing some information that they provided here to me about your case. And there is some things that are missing that are necessary in order for me to move forward against your case. Because I am missing those items, I am going to go ahead and actually dismiss it this morning. Let me be clear about what that means, sir. That does not mean that your case is closed.
Yes, sir.
It may mean that ultimately your case gets brought back at a later date. What I'm simply saying is based on what I have here today, I do not have enough information to be able to make the determination about whether your case should go forward to the prosecutor today. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So it very well could happen that, you know, you will get something in the mail telling you that, hey, your case is being re-indicted or it's being accused again, and that the case is coming back. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Do you have any questions about anything this morning?
No, I do not, Your Honor. Appreciate you.
Okay, so again, the case is being dismissed here today. But again, I'm letting you know that don't be surprised if at some point you do see that whomever the prosecutor's office has made a decision to go ahead and move forward at a later time. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, then that's all I have for you, Mr. Cruz. Good luck to you.
You gotta sign, you gotta sign.
Because we got people signing. And they got.
You gotta sign, I'm right there. All right.
All right, and are you Mr. Elias?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got.
All right, give me 1 second here, Mr. Elias. I'm just having my computer catch up to it. All right, so Mr. Elias.
Go to 7,
Give me 1 second here. It's just still loading. All right, so Mr. Elias, you were charged with 1 count of misdemeanor battery family violence, sir. That is a misdemeanor. Because you were charged with a misdemeanor, sir, you have the right to a preliminary hearing, sir, or you can waive that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive it?
I'll waive it.
All right, sir. So I am going to show that you're waiving your hearing. So that means that the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign. Now, after your bond amount, sir, your bond amount for misdemeanor battery family violence is $3,500. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, sir, you do have special conditions on your bond. They are to stay away from the alleged victim in the matter. It also says that you have to stay away from the address of 6543. I believe it's Cameron. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
you? I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's Cameron.
Okay, so again, 6543 Cameron. And that alleged victim, of course, is Daniel Elias. Do you understand that, sir?
I understand.
Now, I don't need you to respond. If this was somewhere that you allegedly were living at the time, please keep in mind that you cannot return to this address while your case is pending. And so if you have any items there, you need to get with the sheriff's office. If you are released while out on bond, and within 10 days, they will take you there to get any items that belong to you, okay?
I understand.
Do you have any questions of me, sir?
No, sir.
All right, sir, then that's all I have for you this morning. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
It's paperwork and you're not, it's not ready for him. It's-
All right, it should be ready now. And your last name, sir?
For sure, sir. For sure, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
For sure, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Fisher, I have here that you were charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, a misdemeanor, family violence. Because you were charged with the misdemeanor, sir, you have the right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right to that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive it?
Waive it, Your Honor.
All right, sir. So I am showing that you are waiving your hearing this morning, and so that means once we are done, the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, as to your bond, sir, the trespass carries a bond of $4,000. You do have special conditions, and they are to stay away from Tamara McCain and the address of 734 Georgetown Lane. And so, sir, as I said, if that's in somewhere you were living, please don't return there unless you're with the deputy who can escort you there. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir, that's all I have for you this morning. Good luck to you, Mr. Fisher.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, I've got Hani,
Yes, sir.
and then I have that we are continuing Wesley James, and so it should be Dorian Cates. Are you Hani? Last
sir.
name Hani? All right, so Mr. Hani, you were charged with 1 count of criminal trespass as a misdemeanor, 1 count of home invasion as a felony, and 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. Those are 2 of those, as I noted to you, sir, are felonies. And so your next court date, should you not make your bond, is April 23rd of 2025 at 8:30 a.m., and that will be via Zoom. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir. And what's my total cost bond?
I'm going to give that to you. Give me a second. Are you currently working, sir? Are you working right now?
Yes, sir. I am a barber, sir.
Okay. How much were you making prior to being taken into custody?
Between 12 to 1,500 a week.
Okay. Do you know whether you're gonna have that if you're released?
Yes.
Okay. You know what I'm
I
gonna
have it in my bank account right now.
you know what I'm gonna do on this case, sir? I'm gonna go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer just because these are some serious charges. And so I think you're gonna need some assistance unless and until you hire someone yourself.
Okay.
So here, as to your bond, sir, the criminal trespass carries a bond amount of $3,000. The home invasion, sir, I am not allowed legally to give you bond this morning, so you're on a no bond status. The criminal damage to property in the second degree is also no bond status. So in addition to your preliminary hearing date on April 23rd of 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, you're also going to have an upcoming court date, your bond hearing date, where they can review your bond and decide if they want to give you bond later. That's going to be April 25th, so 2 days later, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom as well. So your two court dates coming up, April 23rd for your preliminary hearing. Then your bond hearing date is going to be April 25th at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about anything, sir?
Okay, so you said April 23rd is my preliminary hearing day, and then April
Correct.
25th is my bond hearing day.
That's correct.
Okay, and so I have no bond.
On two of those charges, you do not. On one, you did. On one, you had the $2,500 bond. On the other two, you do not have a bond at all. No, sir.
You said 25,
2,500. Yes, sir.
and why? I don't understand why I don't have a bond.
One of those charges, I am not permitted by law to give you a bond. The home invasion is of a serious nature such that legally I cannot do it as a magistrate court judge. You have to see a superior court judge later get that determine if they believe you deserve a bond on that. But as on that charge, I'm not legally permitted to give you one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions I can answer for you, sir?
Yes, sir. Hold on.
You doing?
I was
All right.
Go
ahead.
Is there any way that?
No, sir. No bond. No, sir.
Okay.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right, come on, you wanna sign this something real quick? You step up.
All right. So Mr. James, Wesley James, we are continuing. So I should have, should be Kate's, Kirk, and then Mouton is who I have.
Okay.
Oh.
Kate's, Kirk, and Mouton. Are you Mr. Cates?
Yes.
Mr. Cates, you are charged with one count of felony criminal damage in the second degree. That is a felony, sir. Because you were charged with a felony, that means you. Excuse me, I apologize, Mr. Cates. This computer is doing it again. I apologize. Mr. Cates, you are charged with one count of expired tag and one count of driving with suspended license. These are both misdemeanor traffic charges, sir. Based on the information you provided to us this morning, I am actually going to release you this morning. So you will be released pending your case, okay? You understand that, Mr. Cates?
Yes.
Okay. Now, based on the information you provided to me this morning, I am going to go ahead and grant you a court-appointed lawyer. So you will have a lawyer free of charge to assist you on your case. Do you understand that?
All right.
The only thing I would ask you, sir, is when you are released later today, please make sure that when you leave, that you let them know, you give them the best address that you have, so that that's where you get your next court date. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have any questions of me?
No. So
All
I
right,
don't
sir. Good luck.
court date right now. They're gonna send me the court date.
Correct. You'll get that in the mail. That is correct.
All right.
All right. Anything else I can answer for you, sir?
No, I'm good.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your last
All
name?
right. Next, I've got Kurt and then Mouton.
Okay.
Wait,
Are you Mr. Kurt?
Yes, yes, sir.
you gonna sign on the judge?
So, Mr. Kirk, you are charged with one count of misdemeanor possession of less than an ounce of marijuana, one count of misdemeanor possession of drug-related objects. Because those are both misdemeanors, sir, you have the right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right. Would you like to have it or waive it?
If I have it, what comes with it, if you don't mind me asking?
So the preliminary hearing is where you, your attorney, and the judge are present to determine if there's enough evidence to go forward against you to the prosecutor. Or you can choose to say, Judge, I don't want to have that hearing. I want to push it a little quicker, and I'll send it directly to the prosecutor where they will determine and then charge you themselves.
I can waive it.
Okay, so I'm going to show here, sir, that you have asked that I waive that hearing. And so the deputies will have a piece of paper for you to sign here this morning.
Yes, sir.
After we are done. Based on the information that you provided, sir, I am going to go ahead and appoint you a court-appointed lawyer this morning. And so you will have a lawyer free of charge, okay?
I appreciate you.
All right, sir. Do you have any questions of me about anything?
Did I get a bond for that second one?
Yep, I'm getting there. I just hadn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I just want to make sure of what I've told you so far. Did you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, so now as to your bond, sir, on the possession of less than 1 ounce, a bond amount of $1,500. As to the drug-related objects, $1,000 for a total bond of $2,500. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Well, that's all I have for you, unless you have any questions for me.
No, sir. I think my only question, I think yesterday they told me the charge for the marijuana, it was 300. But did it go up or?
I mean, you know, ultimately we determine what that final number is going to be.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to speak to, you know, what you may have been advised by someone as of yesterday. But as of today, $1,500 for the marijuana, $1,000 for the drug-related objects.
I appreciate you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. After Mouton should be Oliver, Owens, and Reimer. All right. So are you Mr. Mouton?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yep. Apologize.
All right, so Mr. Mouton here, you are charged with 1 count of fleeing and attempting to elude a police officer as a felony. Then you are charged with 1 count of disregarding a traffic control device, 1 count of reckless conduct, a 2nd count of reckless conduct, seatbelt violation, failure to secure a seatbelt on a minor, improper lane change, improper driving on divided highway, counts of kidnapping, 1 count of cruelty to children, which I have dismissed, sir. 1 count of obstruction of an officer, 1 count of 2 tasks for conditions, 1 count of super speeder, and 1 count of speeding 35 miles or greater. Because you are charged with at least 2 felonies here, sir, I'm going to give you a bond today, but should you not make your bond, your next court date is going to be April 23rd at 8:30.
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you.
Okay.
I just want to be everything. It just,
I got you. I got you. It's going to be April 23rd, 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't give you a bond on all these charges. So let's go through the ones you do have charges for. You do have bond for. The traffic control device bond amount is $500. Reckless conduct, both counts, $1,500. Seatbelt, $500. Failure to secure a minor, $500. Improper lane change, $500. Driving on a divided highway, $500. As I said, I dismissed the obstruction. Too fast for conditions, $2,500. Too fast for conditions, $500. Speeding 35 miles or greater, $1,000. Super speeder, $1,000. That leaves us with the fleeing as a felony and then the 2 counts of kidnapping. Now, as to those charges, sir, I did not grant bond on those. So what that means is you'll have court dates. You'll have the one we just spoke of. That's going to be on April 23rd at 8:30 a.m. That'll be via Zoom. That is your preliminary hearing date, okay? But your next court date after that is going to be also April 25th. So that same month, 2 days later, that's going to be at 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. That is called your bond hearing date. That's where the judge who will be presiding over that will have an opportunity to talk with you, go over your case, and determine if they at that point would like to give you bond, okay?
okay. I just got okay, so you said what charges did you say you disregarded?
I dismissed the felony obstruction charge against you.
The felony obstruction charge? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, and on the charge that I don't have for is what, for the kidnapping and
the 2 counts of kidnapping, and then you were charged with one count of felony fleeing. So what they were saying is that they believe that you were driving above 20 miles per hour, eluding a police officer.
Okay, so my next court date, April 23rd and April 25th.
Yep, April 23rd, April 25th. You got it.
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
You gonna sign for me real quick?
Sign up.
Need to go ahead and return to C. Well, actually, no, you can. Where's Skills at?
No, he gonna walk down there, we gonna have one, he's gonna walk down there,
He ain't got the elevators, they won't.
they're gonna meet him down there.
All right, give me 1 second here, sir. Are you Mr. Oliver? Sir? Are you Mr. Oliver?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right here, give me 1 second. All right, so Mr. Oliver, you are charged here with 1 count of theft by receiving stolen property as a felony, 1 count of possession of cocaine as a felony, 1 count of use of a license plate to conceal an identity as a misdemeanor, driving with suspended license as a misdemeanor, open container, misdemeanor, improper use of a decal, misdemeanor, and you are a wanted person. Because you were charged with at least 1 felony, sir, you will have a preliminary hearing date should you not make the bond that I'm going to give you this morning. Your next court date, sir, is going to be April 23rd at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's April 23rd at 8:30 a.m., and that will be via Zoom. Now, Mr. Oliver, I am, based on the information that I've been provided here this morning, going to appoint you a court-appointed lawyer as well. You will get a lawyer free of charge to assist you on your case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to your bond amount, sir, we're going to go over that as well here this morning so that you'll have that information moving forward. So beginning with the theft by receipt of stolen property, your bond amount, sir, is $5,000. As to the possession of cocaine, $3,500. As to the license plate conceal, it's $500. Suspended license, $1,500. Open container, $500. Improper use of a decal, $500. So your total bond is $11,500. Do you understand that, Mr. Oliver?
I'm kind of confused on how is a license plate a felony? Cause it wasn't even my car.
Well, that's for your lawyer, sir. You don't want to talk to me about that. I can't discuss that with you. So that's going to be for you and your lawyer to go over as to what charges are actually valid. But as for today, you are charged with that decal charge. Do you understand?
Huh?
You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. That's all I have for you then, sir. Good luck to you. Next up should be Owens, then Reimer, and Shorter.
Free sign for me, all right?
Are you Mr. Owens?
Sure, yes, sir. Sit right here for me.
Mr. Owens, you were charged with 1 count of window tint, 1 count suspended license, 1 count of failure to maintain brake lights in good working order. These are misdemeanors, sir, which means you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right. Would you like to have it or waive it, sir?
I think I would rather have a preliminary.
Say that one more time.
I think I would rather have a preliminary.
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and show that you would like me to set your preliminary hearing date here this morning, sir. Because you are charged with misdemeanors here, your preliminary hearing date is April 22nd, and that's going to be at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Again, that's April 22nd, that's 8:30 a.m., and that's via Zoom. Now, I have reviewed the information you provided to me here this morning, and based on what I have, sir, you do qualify, Mr. Owens, for a court-appointed attorney, and so I will give you an attorney free of charge. Now, as to your bond amount on the window tint is $500, suspended license $1,500, and the failure to maintain lane is $500 for a total bond of $2,500. Do you understand that, sir?
Did you say failure to maintain lane?
Excuse me, not failure to maintain brake lights. Excuse me. Thank you for correcting me. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about anything, sir?
Is it a way that I can get like a burn reduction? Right now, I don't have too much money on my own to get out of here or anybody to help me with. And I got things on the outside I gotta take care of, like child support, that'll put me right back in here. And I'm trying to be a father to my son.
No, sir. That's as low as it's gonna get.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Mr. Owens, that's all I have then. Good luck to you.
Oh, one more question. Since you said my court date isn't until April, if I have to sit in here until then, will I get any time counted as time served?
That's gonna be for the next judge, and you want to talk to your lawyer about that. They'll be able to discuss that with you.
All right.
You gonna sign everything?
To be Reimer. Are you Mr. Reimer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Reimer, you were charged with 1 count of disregarding a traffic control device, 1 count of DUI. Those are both misdemeanors, sir. So you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or you can waive that right. What would you like to do? Have it or waive it?
If I bond out, that's automatically waiving it.
That's correct.
I'm just trying to see. It's still my birthday weekend, so I'm trying to see if how to bond.
So because I'm gonna go ahead and set that hearing date for you, sir. I think that's important with this kind of a charge. So your next court date, sir, if you don't make bond, is gonna be April 22nd of 2025 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom, okay?
April 22nd?
Yes, April 22nd. Let me give you your bond amount. Your bond amount on the regarding a traffic control device is $500. On the DUI, is $3,500. You got a total bond of $4,000. Do you understand?
4,000.
4,000 bond. Next court date is April 22nd at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Yep, and that's about it. Any questions for me about anything?
How did they do the percentage here? I just don't know. Which one is 10, which one is 15?
So it'll be between 12 to 15% for most bonding companies here in Clayton County. So on 4,000, you're probably looking at about $600.
So you didn't see my birth date on there?
Good luck to you, sir. We're not gonna get good. The bond is what the bond is, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Dwayne,
Yes, ma'am.
come here, right here, and sign for it, please.
Mr. Shorter, step up there.
Are you Mr. Shorter?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Shorter, you were charged with 1 count of failure to maintain lane, 1 count of DUI, 1 count of open container. Those are all misdemeanors, sir. Because you are charged with misdemeanors, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, or if you would like to, you can waive that hearing. Which would you like to do? Have that hearing or waive that hearing?
Waive it, Your Honor.
All right, sir. So I am showing that you would like me to waive your hearing. So I'm going to put that information down here this morning. Now, based on the information you provided, sir, I am going to show that you would like a court appointed, or that you qualify for a court appointed attorney as well. So you will get an attorney free of charge on your case, okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, as to your bond, sir, the bond on the failure to maintain lane is $500, the DUI $3,500, the open container $500. You got a total bond amount of $4,500, okay?
How much is that to get that?
So it's going to be about $6,500 or about $650. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. That's all I have for you again. So I have a court-appointed lawyer for you. You've waived your prelims, so they'll have a piece of paper for you to sign. I've given you a lawyer free of charge, and your bond total is $6,500. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, Mr. Shorter, can I have you sign right here for me?
That should be it on my end with the shots.
All right, so that should be what we got. So let's see if I may not have everything you got. I've got, well, see, mine are all out of order. Who do you have up first?
Alexander, Mr. Alexander.
All right, so let's see. I've got Alexander's paper there. I don't think I have.
Who?
Mr. Shorter.
Well, he gotta sign this and
Okay. He's still signing.
Yeah, they didn't give me 1 second, Deputy. I don't think I have anything on him either.
sit down real quick.
It was like 6,000. Hold on, I got you. $4,500.
4,500 to at least.
Yeah, so 12%, 12 to 15% is 25. 4,500.
That's 4,500, right?
Mhm. And if you go to a bonding company, 12 or 15%.
$650.
Yes, sir. That's routing up,
Okay.
Oh, and Murray bonded out not too long ago, right before first parent started.
Okay.
You good, you can go ahead.
I know he was on Jots. He had to bond out like at 10:30, 10:40.
So I think I found it. They didn't send it to me again. But for Alexander, I've got it here. You can go ahead and bring him up. All right, so Mr. Alexander, you were charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, sir, as a misdemeanor, and 1 count of obstruction of an officer. Those are both misdemeanors. Do you understand that, Mr. Alexander? Now, because you are charged with misdemeanors, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, sir, or you can waive that right to that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing or waive that hearing?
We can have it now.
No, it won't be today. So a preliminary hearing is where you, your attorney, and the judge are present to go over your case with you. You only get that hearing if you don't make bond first.
I ain't gonna make mine. I ain't got no money.
Okay. So then do you want me to go ahead and set that hearing date for you?
Yes.
Okay, so that hearing date, sir, on a misdemeanor is going to be April 22nd of this year. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m. and it's going to be via Zoom for you. Again, it's going to be April 22nd. It's going to be 8:30 a.m. and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Today's date.
Today is just the 23rd of March.
Now,
All right, sir. Now, listen to me. I'm going to give you a lawyer free of charge on your case. So you're going to have a lawyer that's going to help you on your case, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Alexander, that's all I have for you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Where I go now? 7.
All right. I think I've got Drake next. Is that right? Correct?
Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
You go back to back. Go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name
You
is.
can just send them.
Let's go to medical.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir. My name is Christopher Drake.
All right, so Mr. Drake, you are charged here with 1 count of certain acts on public transit. You are charged with 1 count of criminal trespass as a misdemeanor, and then 1 count of possession of marijuana also as a misdemeanor, sir. As I noted to you, those are all misdemeanors. Because those are all misdemeanors, you have a right to a preliminary hearing if you would like one, or you can choose to waive that right to that hearing. Would you like to have that hearing, sir, or waive that hearing?
Wave.
All right, and because you are choosing to waive that hearing, sir, that means that at this point, you are going to get a piece of paper that the deputies will have you sign, okay? Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir. I do.
Did you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, one last thing, sir. I advise you that you're charged with certain acts in public transportation, criminal trespass, and possession of marijuana. Because there were certain things missing from the criminal trespass warrant, sir, I am going to go ahead and dismiss that warrant for you. So the only thing remaining are the public transit as well as the criminal trespass warrant. Do you understand?
Sir.
Hurry up, man.
Give me 1 second here, sir. I'm just writing something down in your case. All right, sir. Now, as to your bond amount, the certain acts in public transportation is carrying a bond amount of $1,500. The trespass, as I said, will be dismissed, and the marijuana is going to be at $1,500. And so your total bond, sir, is going to be $3,000. Okay.
So about 320.
So you'll be responsible. It'll end up being about $450.
Okay.
Okay. And then as your preliminary hearing, I believe you said you wanted to waive. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And are you currently working?
Yes, sir.
How much you make? How much you making per month?
About 7 grand, 7 to 8 grand. It's easier to tell you a week. I make about 1,500 a week.
What kind of work do you do?
Service. I'm a server.
Okay. So, sir, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so that means if you want a lawyer for your case, you will have to get one on your own. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So again, I've given you the 2 remaining charges against you. Your bond amount is $3,000. I am going to ask, sir, that you stay away also from the airport unless you are there for work or for travel. And then we have waived your preliminary hearing, and you do have to hire your own your own attorney. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. You can just whoever you got next, deputy, go ahead and send them on up.
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your last name, sir?
Sheets.
Give me 1 second, Mr. Sheets. Mr. Sheets, you are charged with 1 count of simple assault as a misdemeanor here, sir. They are alleging here that you were involved in a disagreement with somebody by the name of a Maydeen Gale. Based on this information, sir, you have a right to a preliminary hearing, sir, or you can waive that right to that preliminary hearing. Would you like to have that hearing, Mr. Sheets, or waive your right to that hearing?
Waive it, what does that mean, y'all?
That simply means that instead of having that hearing with you, the judge, and the attorney, I'm going to send your case on directly on up to the prosecutor for their review. So in some respects, it makes it move a little faster.
We can waive it.
All right. Are you currently working, Mr. Sheets?
Yes, I am.
All right. So based on what you have provided to me here, sir, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney. And so you will have to hire your own attorney if you don't choose to have one to assist you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. So I'm showing again, you asked me to waive it. Your bond amount, if I had not told you, I apologize. That's going to be $2,500 on this case. And as I said, you are to stay away from the alleged victim on this case. You also are going to have to stay away from that property as well. If that's somewhere you were living, please understand that you will simply have to wait until you bond out and get with the sheriff's office to be able to get any items that may belong to you, okay?
This is my job, y'all. It happened at my job.
Okay, well, you know what? Then I'll hold off. I see that fin and feathers. Okay, so I won't input that stay away from the property, okay?
Thank you, sir.
So it would just be to stay away from that individual. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right, Mr. Speech, that's all I have for you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll wait.
Whoever you got, just stick them on in there. All right, sir, what's your name?
Majay Stevens.
I'm sorry, say it one more time for me.
Majay Stevens.
Stevens, okay. Mr. Stevens, you are charged with 1 count of headlight not working, 1 count of driving with suspended license, 1 count of driving with a false name and date of birth, or giving a false name and date of birth, and 1 count of possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana, sir, or more than 1 ounce of marijuana. That is a felony. Because you are charged with a felony, sir, that means that I'm going to have to give you a preliminary court hearing date here if you don't make your bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, with the information that I have here, your next court date, sir, is going to be April 23rd. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Again, it's going to be April 23rd, 8:30 a.m., and that's going to be
Same place, all done all.
via Zoom. Now, as to your bond amount here, we're going to go over that as well, okay?
Okay.
Let me just write this out. All right, so beginning with the headlight, sir, your bond amount for that is going to be $500. As to the driving with a suspended license, your bond amount is going to be $1,500. As to the false name, your bond amount is going to be $2,500. And as to the possession of over an ounce, your bond amount is going to be $7,500. And so your total bond amount, sir, is going to be $12,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions of me about anything, sir?
With the 12%, how much exactly would that be? Like 2,000?
12,000, you're looking at about between 1,500.
Well,
because you're on a 12,000 bond. I've got here, sir, that you are currently working at about, or that you are not currently working. Is that correct?
yes, sir.
All right, so I am going to give you a lawyer free of charge. So you will have a lawyer that will work on your case with you, okay?
Okay.
So again, $12,000 bond. Your next court date is going to be the 23rd of next month. And I'm giving you a court-appointed counsel that will assist you on your case, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thanks.
The female had to take off. She put on another one. They ain't got no more belonging.
No, that's the last one. This the
All
last.
right, sir, what's your
He's cool. Leave that right there.
what's your name, sir?
He's cool.
Leave that right there.
If you concerned about it, get it.
Okay, go
Give me
back.
1 second, Mr. Kegel.
Yeah.
We didn't see it. He seen it. He seen it. Why you don't want to keep?
You.
He said,
Cause they been working till then, man.
I just turned them off. Yeah. Yeah, all right.
I gonna be here, but I'm trying to save before
All right, so Mr. Kegel, you are charged with you are a fugitive from justice here. So yours is a little different. Deputies, before we get to him, did you have a Leandro Medina Marcos?
They bonded out, Your Honor.
Okay, let me just put that on him.
Nobody else left. If they don't here, they had bonded out.
Okay. Give me 1 second, sir. Just want to make sure we got it. All right, so Mr. Kegel, yours is a little different, which is why we were doing you last time. With your particular situation, you don't have any pending charges here in Clayton County, as I'm sure you know by now. According to the information I have here that's been provided with me, you had an outstanding warrant for aggravated assault out of Campbell County, it appears to be in Tennessee. Do you understand that?
Okay.
Now, with that, sir, the decision has to be made about what's going to happen next, and you got some options.
Okay.
Option one would be you tell me, Judge, I want to go on back. Please have them come get me. If that's the case, the deputies will get with them. They will contact them about coming to get you. If they don't come and get, hold on, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. If they don't come and get you within 30 days, sir, you are released. Okay. So that's option one. Send me back. They get 30 days to come get you. Option two, you tell me, Judge, it's not about fighting the case here. You do that in Tennessee. But if you tell me, Judge, I don't think that they did the procedure correctly, that they did something wrong, and about how they went ahead and getting this warrant against me, then you would tell me, Judge, I want to fight this, the procedure. If you say that, then they get 30 days and you'll get that court date to fight the procedure, right? If in 30 days they aren't prepared to go forward, they get another 60 days. So a total of 90 days to get that hearing and provide it to you to determine not if the facts are correct, but if the procedure that they went through was correct. So my question to you is, sir, would you like me to go ahead, have the sheriff's office contact them to have them come and pick you up? Or would you like me to set the hearing date to fight the procedure?
Contact them and come pick me up.
All right, so I am going to show that you have asked that you would go ahead and have them pick you up. So there's going to be 6 pieces of paper, sir, that the deputies are going to have you sign over and over and over. It's going to look like the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Once you sign those 6 pieces of paper, then that's all we have for you, sir.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, deputies, I believe that's all we have.
Yes, Your Honor, that's all we have in my hand.
All right, thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right, you too.